Welcome to Mindo, Ecuador's famous cloud forest. So Mindo doesn't have a traditional regional food culture, and that's because, 20 years ago there were only a few houses here, and so really the food here is based on the people who immigrated here, and we are smack dab between the coast and the Sierra, so you get a little bit of both. There is also not a food market with comedores where you can eat. However, there is this cool place which is Patio de las Comidas, and it is just a bunch of kiosks. Some are open for breakfast, some are open for lunch, some are open for dinner, but you see a lot of locals here. We're having traditional coastal breakfast actually today. I'm getting a bologna with just cheese and a fried egg, and Andreas got a tigrillo with seco de carne. Mine is $2.50, his is $3.50. But for a tourist town, this is a bargain for a breakfast. You've got mashed green plantain, some cheese, and then I've got some ají on top. That's really good. Just like a really hearty kind of breakfast. We are going for a waterfall hike, which is a couple of hours. So I wanted to eat something a little bit heartier because if I get hangry, the fun ends. We got up early to go to the Terabita today, which is a cart that's kind of on a cable, zipline cable, and it takes you over a river, and then there are a number of waterfalls that you can go to. Because it's Sunday, it's going to be busy. The Terabita is $5 and it gets you there and back, and it's 5 kilometers away, so it says it takes about 45 minutes to walk. It didn't take us long to drive up, maybe 10 minutes, or also you could absolutely take a cab. I'm sure cabs come up here. So if you don't want to take this Terabita, this is a trail right here, so you can walk across. I want the view though. Well, that was an adventure. So it's 1 minute 30 seconds to get across. You're over the Nabillo River, and at the highest peak you're about a little more than 400 feet up. $5 to get there and back. If you watched my Quito video, you know I am terrified of heights. However, kind of watching it through the camera as I tried to get it, it was a little bit better. But every once in a while I kind of peeked over to the side and I was like, ugh. It's not for people who don't love heights. They have a little cafe here. Prices are actually pretty good, but if you're hungry, there's definitely lots to eat. Right there, you can go down to Cascara Reina.
It's this one. This is the main one because this is the Reina. Yeah, this is like the most impressive.
It means queen.
It means queen.
So it's it's the Queen waterfall. That sounds good. Waterfall.
This could be like a 3 hours, 4 hours experience, like a half day experience.
Less than 60 seconds in, and Andreas just said to me, I don't think I briefed you properly. There's going to be some downhill and then some steep uphill. That's okay. I can do this. It's only 50 minutes. Not too hot, not too cold. I do have sneakers, but it's a little bit wet, so instead I decided to wear these sandals. They're Columbia sandals, and they have a bit of a grip. This guy thought we were going the wrong way, but I took a picture of the map, and so I knew we were going the right way. What does that sign say?
Nice. I'm so glad we walked for this drizzle of rain. That I saw that big waterfall. In all seriousness, we have heard the waterfall, so I think we're very close. I see water, but I don't think this is a big waterfall. So this is a man-made pool, so that people can take a swim. It's tepid water. I'm good to keep going. I think this is it, right?
Yep.
No? Oh, the last little bit of uphill. Brutal. No! It's all uphill. Ecuador. All uphill. Like, is this it? There are stairs on it. I am very confused. I don't see any signs. I don't see any more path. I only see these stairs. Maybe you go up the stairs and then you see the waterfall. Okay, here we go. This has to be it. All right, we are done. So it took us, I think, 2.5 hours to get to the waterfall and then 15 minutes to get back. The cool thing about it was, on the way back, we saw some toucans. Apparently, if you want to see the toucans, you gotta come here first thing in the morning. It opens at 20 after 8, but we were very lucky we saw a couple. And actually, staff helped us find them. It was pretty cool.
I've been trying to find interesting places to share with you around Ecuador where you can stay, and let me tell you, this is one of them. Casa de Piedra. It's just 2 blocks outside of downtown. Every room is different. They've got lots of different styles. Staying in one which is stunning, and it's kind of set off on its own, and I can't wait to show you because it is gorgeous.
The only downside of Casa de Piedra is that you don't want to leave these grounds. It's actually really tough to go out for the day. A lot of people come here, they stay for a week, and I can see why. The grounds are actually quite vast. There are a number of different places that you can stay. I'm coming up to actually a family kind of lodge, or I guess a group lodge. A lot of Ecuadorians travel as a family, and so it's like they have their own little chalet, which is so cute. No one's here, so I'm not spying on them. You head out here, you've got your own balcony, somewhere to sit. It's beautiful. Everything is done with such love. It's beautiful. I've stayed at Casa de Piedra for 2 nights, and let me tell you, the hardest part was actually leaving this property. It is spectacular. They have kept so many trees, so many fruit trees, native trees. Can you hear all the birds? It's spectacular here. They've done such a great job of having a hosteria, but also having so much plant land. They didn't take down all the trees, they left them up to enjoy. And birds are everywhere. It's spectacular. I also think that they do such a great job with modern design, but feeling cozy. That's like, I've never really seen it done so well before, but Everything here feels like you could, you know, spend time with your family, just hang out, relax, but also the details. The details here are incredible. Now, I'm gonna link to Casa dei Pietra down below because I know you're thinking, this place is stunning, it must be so expensive. And I have to say, they have a lot of different rooms and styles at different prices. So it's absolutely worth contacting them, letting them know what you want, and they will provide the price for you, because you can have something very deluxe, or you could also have like this gorgeous design, and it doesn't have to be a suite or a whole house. It's beautiful here.
Not gonna lie, that hike was exhausting. I think coming back, it hurts your ankles more than anything. And so when we were trying to decide where to go to eat, it just made the most sense to come back to the Patios de las Comidas because there were so many things here. And then actually, there's so many things here, it would have been so hard to decide, but as soon as we got out of the car, they handed us some meat from Picanteria a lo Original. And so there are two parrilladas here, or maybe even more at some point, but this was the original. And so we just decided, let's just get some grilled meat.
Bienvenidos a Picanteria Original.
So we have minestra here, which is lentils, 2 types of beef. I'm not sure what that is, and a little bit of salad. All right, so in the end, we ended up getting the longaniza, which is the sausage. We got some chicken, and we got some chuleta, which is pork. The beef, wasn't looking the best. The nice thing is, this is all out in front of you, so you can actually take a look at the meat and decide what you want to eat. I'm gonna start with the longaniza, even though I had some from her. I didn't get it on camera, so I just want to share a little bit of that with you. Longaniza, I think the last time I had it was in Spain. It's like a spicy, it's kind of like a chorizo, to be honest. I don't know the technical reason why they call it longaniza. When I've had it before, it was thinner. Anyway, whatever. This is sausage. And it's delicious.
Now you can't come to Mindo without going to one of the butterfly farms. There are 2 in town. One is right in town, it's $8 a person. The other one is just on the outskirts, it's $7.50. It has more reviews, and so we decided that we would come to this one. This is one of the owl. Wow, I can't believe we literally walked to the door.
Oh, there's like hundreds, well, not hundreds, but
There's so many here.
Yeah, just
and then there's just one here. We've literally been in here for less than 60 seconds, and I'm so overwhelmed by how awesome this place is. Totally worth the money. So part of it also goes to conservation, and there's so much here. I can't believe it. These are the pupas, and depending on where they grow, they're different colors. Right there, these grow close to the water, and so they look like gold. You can also see them coming out of their cocoon.
Yeah.
All the different kinds.
Yeah.
They feed on these bananas, and if you want, you can take some and put it on your hand, and they might come to you. Andreas has been trying that for a while, but none are coming. They might have already eaten. He's trying, he's sticking his finger out. They don't like what you've got. This one I think is just busy pollinating. It's all over the place.
This one helps to retain water and also attracts pollinators like butterflies and hummingbirds.
Wow, that's so cool. I've never seen that plant before. So Mindo is part of the Choco bioregion, which starts in Panama, stretches through Colombia, down through Ecuador. Unfortunately, over the years of industrial development in Ecuador, there's only 2% left in Ecuador. So that's farming, mining, building cities, towns, population growing. That meant that a lot of trees needed to be cut down, and now there's just 2% left. However, in Mindo, which started as a very, very small community, they've realized that through conservation and through ecotourism, there is an opportunity to make a living without destroying what is left, what little is left. And so a lot of places here, they're able to make a living, build a business, but also maintain this area, because they know once the birds go, the butterflies go, all of these animals, there's no reason really for tourists to come. And it's really a special region. So if you're thinking of coming to Quito, you know, this is only 90 minutes away. Moving back onto food, I'm at El Quetzal, which was a pioneer in making chocolate in Mindo. It's not grown here, but they are well known as one of the finest producers of chocolate in Ecuador. And they also give tours here, which is fantastic because you get to eat it as well.
Inside is like that.
This is what the inside looks like. You don't want to eat this part. So this is different than what we had in Guayaquil. This is called the golden bean, and it is considered the best quality. It's endemic to Ecuador.
From coca leaves, different products.
So this is the
Husk.
husk
Yeah.
of the cacao, and it's still used. It's actually very good for you, and it's used as a tea that you can make, no sugar needed. And it's also really good for altitude sickness. Everyone talks about coca leaves, but nobody talks about cacao. That is really interesting. This is cacao butter
Yeah.
for your skin or lips, or you can eat it. All right.
Especially white chocolate, like Nestle and stuff like that.
They use it in cosmetics. Is humectant, hydratant, and healing.
Okay. So this is just demonstration only because
It's not
these
the
will
right
probably
environment.
rot before they're right.
This one is okay, you can use it, but not all of them.
Right.
Oxys put the beans between green leaves from the banana plant. They don't change flavor, as a few bacteria helps with the fermentation. Cover with a burlap, no hair, starts to ferment. 4 or 5 days to give better flavor to the cacao bean. Not everybody do that. After 3 days, the temperature inside goes until 40 Celsius degrees. Feel it.
Oh, that's like a hot tub.
Alcohol.
Oh yeah.
That's the.
85 pure, 77 pure, 67 pure, the difference is sugar. More sweet, more sweet. With flavors, all 77. Only the coffee is 67 because it's a little bit more bitter.
Right.
Coffee, macadamia nut, ginger, cardamom, salt and pepper, and chili.
Salt and pepper. I've never seen
It's a
that.
really good combination. You
Wow.
should taste it.
I really want to try the salt and pepper first, just because I've had a lot of different flavored chocolate, but I've never had salt and pepper flavored chocolate. I've certainly had, you know, salted chocolate or salted caramel is so popular, and I've also had like chili pepper chocolate, but never salt and pepper. The salt definitely brings out the flavor without it feeling salty. It's not like when you have a salted caramel. And the pepper is very mild. I think if most people had this and they didn't know it was salt and pepper, they would just think it's a really tasty chocolate. That's because they're both seasonings. Oh, the pepper's coming out a little bit. It's really good. So that was an amazing tour with Sergio. He is from Portugal, but has lived here for 15 years. He can do the tours in Spanish, English or probably Portuguese, I'm sure. So you get to see it, but then you also get to try it, and he just really loves what he does. And so it's kind of fun where he shares like all of these things with you, and you feel like he's not just giving you a tour, but he's enjoying it too. It's only $10, and it's just a really nice experience. I will say this though, don't come with only $10, because they have so much chocolate and other stuff, you're probably gonna wanna buy it.
Is over, but we haven't left yet, and that's because Sergio told us during the tour that they make their own ginger beer, and guess what? It's alcoholic ginger beer, not like the kind of stuff we get Canada and the United States, and we're actually warned it's 10%. So we might be leaving the car here. Let's give this a shot. Okay. It's kind of like a ginger cider. It tastes very cidery, except it has obviously a beer aftertaste, and the ginger flavor is so bright. I like this. Good morning. I had such an amazing sleep. It rained all night on the tin roof. It was just so soothing. And we woke up to the sound of the river and birds waking up. It's just so beautiful here. It's only 2 blocks from town. You can walk across the river, there's a bridge, and it's just like you're out in the middle of nature. There's so many birds. A hummingbird just flew by me, behind me, and now we're having breakfast. So starting off with a banana milkshake, which is so good, and it's just a great start to the day.
So right now I'm here at Punto Ornitológico. I'm sorry, that was hard. Basically, we are at the Science of Birds spot, and we've come to visit Alcibar, who was once a guide at Mashpee and now runs the spot in Mindo, and fascinating man. And we spoke to him quite a bit before coming up here about how he believes in protecting and conserving this area for his business. You can have a short-term gain, cut down all the trees, put in a pool, or you can, really promote a business of conservation. And so he also spends quite a bit of time working with kids and teaching them the importance of conservation and why we have all of these insects and birds and why we need to take care of them. They say in the first 2 hours you can see over 80 different types of birds. That's hardcore bird watcher. But he also has 1 later in the day and then 2 in the afternoon. You can also just come here. They offer some really interesting things, like you can feed the hummingbirds that are nearby with a little bit of syrup. It's a great way to get close to them without harming them. And then also you can just go on for a hike around and see what's on his property, and then you can come to the top of this tower. One of the things I really appreciate about this place and Alcibar is that he has a family to take care of, and if he wanted to do it the cheap and easy way, he would have just cut all of his land, put in a pool, started a hosteria, and could have made a lot of money. But he's like thinking long term, so he's doing this business poco a poco, little by little, so you can come here and experience this, and he can keep the land, preserve his business, and have something for future generations. Not only for his kids, but when you think about it, all of Ecuador, because if everyone just cuts down land and puts up accommodation, there's lots of places to stay, but nothing to see.
So for lunch we popped into La Saison de Marcela because there were a number of people in here. That's always a good sign. And they have an almuerzo for $3. So an almuerzo is a set lunch where you get a drink, a soup, and a main platter. And it's usually $2 to $3. It can go as high as $5 depending on where you are, how touristy it gets. It starts with a Swiss chard soup with potato, corn, carrots, and then also this giant jug of watermelon juice. So they had a number of things that you could get as your second. They had fried trout, a chicken in a mushroom sauce, and then they also had either a chicken stew, a beef stew, or maybe a pork stew again. They're all called secos. Anyway, lots of food for $3. Let me show you. So this is a Swiss chard soup. Not common to find anymore. Andreas actually said it reminds him of growing up. Let me get some of this. I love chard spinach, anything green. I love it, especially here. I just think the more vegetables I eat, the better it is. This is a big piece of chard. Excuse me while I try to eat it. Oh, this is a good soup. This is a tasty soup. It's got some potato in it, so it has a little bit of depth, and then also it kind of just tastes like, you know, like a chicken soup without the chicken. So next up we have the fried trout. Now trout actually isn't endemic to Ecuador. It's something that was brought in, put into the lakes to farm as a way to give people, you know, a cheap source of good protein. Unfortunately, we know now that's not really a great thing to do to introduce a species. However, the trout is here. So you'll find it at a lot of places. From here all the way down to south to Cuenca, there are places where you can kind of sport fish. And there also, not only are the trout in lakes, but you can find them in trout farms as well, which is much better because you can actually control the trout in trout farms. On this plate, we've got some fried trout, some lentils, which I love, rice, and then salad and chifle. This is the trout. I don't like my fish overcooked, being from the East Coast, so this is perfectly cooked for me. Really lightly battered, very tasty. You know, we didn't ask for any ají.
Oh, fuck.
I know. We didn't ask for ají.